Hey, how's it going, my loves? Today I have an update for you guys, and also I wanted to share with you guys the new little fostered creature we have in the household. So I want to show you that first, and then I'll get back into the update. So yeah, a little bird fell out of his nest. Actually, the whole nest fell out of the palm tree because someone came to grab all of the coconuts out of the tree and dropped the nest out of the tree, which is so sad. It's a little mourning dove, and his little sibling passed away, and we actually like did a little little burial for him last night, my neighbors and I. I do have experience taking care of baby birds because growing up my moms didn't want or would throw out, you know, that they didn't want, or were sick because she had a ton of little birds, a ton of birds and cockatiels. So this little cutie pie that you're seeing has to be fed 3 to 4 hours, every 3 to 4 hours. I have to get up at least once in the middle of the night to feed him, even though we're calling her, but you know, I don't know, feed it. And we know it is a mourning dove, which is one of those cute little birds that sound like an owl. Also, the footage that you're seeing now is actually of the bird right after we got him, which is like the day after we actually rescued him. And this right here is what he currently looks like, which is days later, possibly like even a week later, maybe more than a week later. And he's doing so well, or she is doing so well, and her eyes opened up completely now, and she's getting little feathers. So she's closer to being a nestling instead of a hatchling, which is basically the birds that are almost ready to fly the nest. Basically, once her feathers like really grow in, then she'll be considered more of a hatchling. Anyways, also I know some of you guys are gonna ask, what are you feeding her? So what we're feeding her is, back in the day when I used to have like these little baby birds. So when I was growing up, like I mentioned, my mom and I, we actually had little birds that we used to like hand feed because the mommy cockatiel didn't want them, that was our pet. Like we had pet cockatiels. And my hands, I like grabbed something earlier that had like some blue marker on it that Mia had. That this bird in particular has more of like a little pigeon mouth instead of like their little, it doesn't have like a little orange beak, it has a little black like pigeon, you know, beak instead. And so I didn't realize at first. I was trying to put like a little syringe in his mouth, and I thought that it was like emaciated kind of thing because it had been for so long without food. So I was like forcing his little mouth open and trying to give it food, which is either way is a good thing that I did that, because it would have starved, because it had been hours without eating when we or when my neighbors found it, and then I took it in. But so then I watched a couple videos, and I saw some people feeding it with a little Ziploc bag. And if you're wondering what I'm feeding it, I'm actually feeding it some dried cat food. I know this sounds so strange, but it's actually dried cat food. And I basically just put dried cat food, blended it up super fine into a powder, and then that's basically like a bird formula and bird baby formula. And then I put a little bit of water in it, and then I also took one of Chris's eggs and boiled it, because some people say like actually have some protein, like extra protein in there for the baby. And I like put a little bit of egg also into the mixture. I know it's not vegan, the bird is not vegan, Chris is not vegan. But yeah, so I did do that to save this little birdie's life. The plan is to, once it becomes like big enough that it's okay to send out into the wild, I'm not going to send them out simply because I know that it has to be kind of like taught to do whatever it is to feed itself, and it's okay to feed itself and to, like, you know, keep itself safe. So I'm gonna take it to a rescue once it's like big enough and once I feel comfortable enough to take it, because at the moment they're actually all full because it is springtime, and some of them are closed because of the whole quarantine thing. Quiet, 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 quiet. She hears a car alarm outside, so she's freaking out. Baby, baby. She has like little grass stuff stuck all over her. Just, you guys have dogs? If so, does your dog get little grass stuff stuck all over them? Because this girl gets that stuff stuck all. So, anyways, what else? Oh, so the update. So I am getting another surgery on the 29th of May, which is just like a week away from now. And I'm sorry, I hope you guys don't hear that alarm that's just going on and on and on. So yeah, I really don't want to get this surgery, but I really want to get this surgery. I need to get this plate taken out of my arm simply because it's just so uncomfortable, and it's just really uncomfortable, and I feel like it's like setting me back. Like, it's hard for me. It's actually doing much better. If you guys remember, I couldn't put my thumb up. This is like a week and a half old improvement here. This is like a big deal because it's the last thing to you know, to come back on as far as the nerve goes. So yeah, my hand is doing much better. I no longer use a brace. I may need to use one after my surgery because I was told that it is possible that the nerve may get a little damage from the surgery because they have to open up the muscle and go into the arm to remove the metal plate where they had placed it, and they have to move the actual nerves out of the way. So yeah, it is a possibility, but it's a possibility that I'm willing to risk because I just can't take it anymore. You can actually see it and feel it, and I'm just so little that yeah, you could feel it and see it even more so than like a regular, you know, bigger average sized person. Also, this is not letting like my muscle grow, I feel like, because it's just a whole big ordeal. So we're gonna remove that. It's gonna suck. Recovery is I'm gonna be recovering for a while after that, because again, they have to literally just open up from here all the way down under here again. So I haven't gotten back to the cooking thing as much as I want to. When I keep saying I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make that, I have worked on a few recipes when I get the chance to, when my arm feels okay. So whenever I work on the recipes, I work on the recipes like spare the moment, like, oh, I'm feeling really good today, or oh, just right now I'm feeling really good, so I'm gonna get into the kitchen and whip up whatever I can, because at the moment I'm feeling really good and my arm is not bothering me that much. However, when I plan my schedules for my video, I have to schedule it around my husband's work schedule, and right now his work schedule is all over the place. He works from home sometimes, works at work sometimes, works different hours. So a lot of times I don't just feel good, and then I'll schedule, you know, to make the video, and then I'm in a lot of pain, or, you know, just like really bummed out, because it does happen where I just where I'm just like super bummed out and I don't want to do anything. Yeah, so it all comes with like the recovery and all that. What else? So yeah, so it's gonna be a little while until I get back in the groove of making recipes. Unfortunately, I'm gonna try my best to try to, you know, pump out a few. Actually, the plan was to make a couple I have a couple recipe videos ready for whenever you know, my arm was recovering from my second surgery. However, that didn't get done, like I said, because of the previous things I mentioned. But yeah, so don't kill me if, you know, if this doesn't go according to plan, because like I said, I am going to be going through another major, you know, recovery time or whatever. But I do plan on doing 2 videos a week, lifestyle videos, tips sort of videos, you know, maybe I'll do like a plant tour video, you know, things that are like lifestyle videos, that are family videos, kind of just things that will keep me connected with you guys and keep me in the groove of making videos, but nothing that will stunt my recovery for my arm. Also bum me out, because sometimes getting into the kitchen when I don't feel very much, I am now. But yeah, so anyways, I wanted to tell you guys that I don't want to ramble on and bum you guys out. But yeah, so yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about the birdie, and I wanted to let you guys know about my surgery. I will be from after my surgery, so we will talk. We'll be in touch for sure. So don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Veggie Rose, so you guys will stay updated. But you guys can see, right, my arm is doing so much better. But it's a very like, it feels very stiff and like rigid. It's not like a fluid motion. I know it seems like it, but inside my arm doesn't feel like it. But anyways, so yeah, that is that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Thank you guys so much for all of your love, support, your prayers, your good vibes, all that good stuff. Okay, bye.